Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of the Cerebral Smack Talk live on YouTube and StreamYard.com. It is Go MF Michael Fletcher alongside the Phenom Michael Bullock. We are awaiting the arrival of Anthony Florio. It's probably a connection thing. He's probably just the computer is a little bit of an older age, so maybe it's firing up a little more later than the usual. So we're gonna give him a couple of minutes of time before we get going. But we'll catch him on whatever he misses. I'm sure he probably won't mind that we start like right now. So here we go, y'all. We start off with TNA. So Mike Bullock, sit back, relax, enjoy it for a little bit, and then I'll jump in. TNA last night on AMC. Obviously, if you guys know, the new home of TNA Wrestling is AMC. And we started off with a match between Trey Miguel and Adam Brooks. Trey Miguel winning the match in 7 minutes and 34 seconds. A solid opening match. This was about maybe 2 stars for the rating. Look, Trey Miguel getting an opportunity. If you guys already know the Trey Miguel story, uh, he did initially sign with TNA, and then of course Warner Brothers Discovery blocked the arrival of Trey Miguel to AEW because of comments that Trey Miguel made a few years ago that didn't necessarily align the values and what they felt. And this is from Discovery, Warner Brothers Discovery. They didn't feel like he would be a perfect fit for their programming through AEW and everything else. And Tony Khan was forced by Discovery and by Warner Brothers, because apparently Warner Brothers actually do have a piece of AEW. We did not know this, but they did have a piece of AEW, and they told Tony Khan, release him. So they did. They actually followed through. They did release Trey Miguel, and Trey Miguel became a free agent until TNA came back and was like, Trey, just come home. We got you, bro. So Trey Miguel's back. He got thrown into the Feast of Fired, and we all were afraid of, oh my God, what was going to happen? What's going to happen? Trey Miguel now has a title match for the international championship that he can cash in anytime, any place, anywhere. Kenny Stats Lorenzo did show up, just to rattle the cage of Trey Miguel, but Trey Miguel took a licking, kept on ticking, and Stacks, you better watch your back now, bro, because if Trey cashes in, I think we have a new international champion. I'm just saying. So nothing more to say. Anthony Floyo, you didn't miss much. We just got into the first fight of the night. Trey Miguel, Adam Brooks. Trey Miguel wins in 7:34. I called it 2 stars. Anthony?
Can you hear me now, gentlemen?
Yes, you're good. We got you.
Okay. Bought some new headphones here. They're apparently not working the way I was hoping they would, so I'm back on
You
my
actually sound
normal.
more crystal clear now, Florio. So yeah, no, it's okay. It's okay. It's all good.
Okay. Anyways, getting into this. This is about a 2.5 star match. I definitely agree with that rating here. My thing disappeared on me. It's a 2.5 star match. Outcome was never in doubt. We knew Trey Miguel was going to win this match, and he's got the momentum going into this because he's got that international championship match on his by virtue of winning the briefcase there. So, like I said, this is about a two and a half for this one, And yeah, Adam Brooks, he got a full entrance. I thought that was interesting. He got most of the offense in the match, and then the finish came pretty abruptly. And so yeah, big momentum building win for Trey Miguel here. And Brooks got the show off a bit here. It made for a nice opener. Wasn't much in the way of drama about the result, but at least Brooks was not treated as a total loser here. Miguel is on his way to an international title match, and that means he gets built up, which is basically what he did here. So 2.5 stars. MF set me up for the next match.
Well, we're going to cancel this next one. It was Vincent and Dutch of the Righteous. They went up against Tommy Two Scoops and TW3, and the Righteous wins the match in 2 minutes and 34 seconds. Like I said, I'm not going to waste any time with that one, guys. No. We're just going to move on to the next thing that we had on the show, which was, let me see if I can get
Daria Ray announcing the card for No Surrender.
Yeah, we had that one. Then after that, we had was Elijah and Jada Stone. They went up against Mustafa Ali and Tasha Steelz. And when it was all said and done, it was Mustafa Ali and Tasha Steelz winning the match 12 minutes and 19 seconds. Anthony, it is yours.
3.25 to 3.5 stars for this. I mean, but before I dive in, Daria Ray, like I said, she announced the card for No Surrender. Channing Stacks Lorenzo will defend the International Championship against Trey Miguel. This is where Trey Miguel is going to cash in his Feast or Fired case. The Hardys and the Righteous are going to team up against Order 4 in an 8-man tag. And then in the main event, Mike Santana, the World Heavyweight Champion, and Leon Slater, the X Division Champion. They're going to team up against Nick Nemeth, who has the Call Your Shot trophy from Bound for Glory, and Eddie Edwards, who has the world title Feast or Fired case. So we'll see what happens there. And it was also announced that Lei Ying Lee will defend the Knockouts Championship against Ariana Grace. So that is that. Now, as far as what we had here with this mixed tag, wow, what a performance from Jada Stone, who got to run absolutely wild for a little while. It made for a great run with both Steelz and Ali getting taken out a few times. That can only last for so long, though, and it made sense for the villains to use the numbers game to take over. Fun match here. I'm going to give this about 3.25 to 3.5. So, MF, what says you?
I agree. 3.5 stars. I thought they did a really good job with this match. Pleasant surprise, because I thought, Mustafa Ali and Tasha Steelz, I thought they were going to dominate the match, and they really made, I honestly have to say, they made a star. I was going to say, they really made a star out of Jada Stone. I thought she really looked really good. Elijah always looks good in the ring, so you know you're going to get great from Elijah. Mustafa Ali is without a doubt one of the most underrated guys in wrestling. You don't hear much about him, but trust me, guys, if you really let him go, give him an opportunity, he's probably one of the best pure wrestlers in the world today. Mustafa Ali is that. And Tasha Steelz has quickly become one of the favorite of the young women in wrestling as well. So, I mean, this was a pleasant surprise, a really good match, a 3.5 star bout. So I really got nothing more to say on that. So we move on. We're going to cut this one out too. It was Rachel Lee going one-on-one with Tessa Blanchard. Tessa Blanchard wins the match in 3 minutes and 26 seconds. So next up on the fight card we had was the Elegance brand. They went up against Indy Hartwell, Zaya Brookside, and Lei Lee. And when it was all said and done, the winners of the bout in 12 minutes and 41 seconds was indeed the face team, as Zaya Brookside, the roll-up of doom on Heather by Elegance to get the 1, 2, 3 and the win for her team. team, another 3-star bout. This was another fine matchup. Yes, it wasn't perfect in all elements. I get it. You know, there was a couple of botches here and there. So that's why I'm giving it the 3 and not going any little higher because of that. But quality time, 12 minutes, good wrestling for the most part. It wasn't perfect and it wasn't great, but to me, it was satisfying. It was good enough, and I thought it was successful enough that it served the purpose that we all were hoping for in the grand scheme of things. 3 stars, Anthony Floyo, it's yours. The face team wins it in 12:43.
3 to 3 1/4 here. Nice match. With the important thing being that Ash by Elegance is able to get back in the ring. It's good to have someone back to full health, and she brings some star power to the roster. You can see the Angel Warriors getting the title shot from here, which fits perfectly as it means we could have another double champion. So we'll see how that goes. So that was easily 3 to 3 1/4 for that. I agree. So with that being said, we move on to our final segment of the night, which turned into a revolving door segment.
Yeah, we don't really need to get into the revolving door segment. We could just leave it at that.
No.
And let's just dive right into the overall review. So, Anthony Florio, you lead off.
6.5 to 7. It was not their strongest show, but I love the idea of Mike Santana versus Steve Macklin. The two of them have some interesting chemistry together, and it could make for a hell of a showdown. Other than that, you have the briefcases getting us to the next batch of title matches, with Santana having quite a few people lining up to come after his title. Not the best show this week, though. It at least set up some stuff for the future. So I'm leaning right around 6.5 to 7 out of 10. So MF, let's get your overall review, and then we'll get into SmackDown here.
6.5 to 7. I totally agree with what you're saying here. It wasn't the perfect show, but it was good enough. It was passable enough, and I think that's the key word: is that it was passable for the most part because it served the purpose. It served, there was a few storylines that we were gonna get, and they did a fine job with it. So, was it the best show in the world? No. Was it the worst show? No. But again, it didn't need to be either or. So I thought they did a fine job with it. SmackDown Live from Charlotte, North Carolina in the Spectrum Center. And we started off with, I believe it's a promo. No, let's see. Yeah, all right. So we started off, first fight of the night, WWE Women's Tag Team titles on the line. Rhea Ripley and Io Sky going up against Julia and Kiana James. Winners of the bout in 11 minutes and 5 seconds. And still, the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. And oh, by the way, big announcement here. And Anthony, you might want to cover your ears because I found this out and I was grinning like from ear to ear. Rhea Ripley and Io Sky are now officially on SmackDown. That's right. When they lose the titles, whenever that may be, they will be heading to the Blue brand on a permanent basis. Rhea Ripley and Io Sky are now SmackDown Blue. When eventually they do lose their tag team titles, this was a big announcement that was made during the week, and I think the reason why they wanted it to balance the tag team divisions out because of now the emergence of the Bella twins. The Bellas are now on Raw, and we needed a team on SmackDown. They basically packaged us the tag team champions. So we are absolutely thrilled with the news of Io Sky and Rhea Ripley heading off to SmackDown. Oh man, that was a major get for us. But solid matchup. And I gotta say, Kiana James is getting better by the week. And I think a lot of people are seeing this. Kiana James really had a breakout performance at the Royal Rumble. She really stood out in the Royal Rumble, and a lot of people were not expecting that from Kiana James, that she was going to have a performance like that. obviously, we love Julia. Well, I love Julia. I'm a major fan of Julia and her body of work and what she's been bringing to the table. And I kind of feel like, look, we knew the outcome was never in doubt. We knew the women's tag team champions were not going to lose the belts. Not this way. Eventually, they will lose it, maybe at WrestleMania, but this was still a solid match. And they gave them ample time, 11 minutes. That's not bad for a women's championship fight. I'm going to give this a 3-star bout. This was solid. This was good. And Anthony Floyo, as I give it to you, you know the old saying, the champions remain the champions.
What a major get. I mean, that is insane. Um, the women's tag team division in WWE has a tendency to ebb and flow, but recent months have seen increased attention placed on the titles thanks to a few high-profile stars being heavily involved. Rhea Ripley and Io Sky has been a great babyface team, and Julia and Kiana James have developed into a solid duo, even if Julia is booked much stronger than Kiana James in singles matches. They gave the champions a good challenge tonight. This bout had good energy from all 4 women, but the outcome was pretty predictable. After overcoming a close call, Rio got the win to retain. Io Sky is very popular, but the reaction that Rhea Ripley got made her look like a rock star. And it's easy to underestimate Kiana's size until you see her next to someone like Rhea. Kiana James is deceptively muscular. And the tope suicida that Io Sky hit toward the end of this match was wild. She almost ended up face planting into the floor. So, solid 3.25 to 3.5 stars for this effort here. No surprise about the outcome. So, not much more to say on that. So Michael Bullock, I mean, we saw this during our Smackdown chat tonight, and you remember how nuts I went on that tope by Io, the tope suicida near the end. But Rhea and Io still the champions, and they're now on SmackDown. That's news to me. I don't know how they pulled that off, but wow, what a coup!
That is news to me as well. I mean, I did not see this coming at all. I mean, but yeah, I mean, what a coup for good old MF Michael Fletcher to have Rhea and Io now on the blue brand. I mean, can't wait to see, I mean, and think of all the matches they could have when it comes to the women's division over on SmackDown. I mean, there's a lot of things that could happen, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, as far as this goes, 3.25, 3.5, I do agree with the rating. I mean, yeah, so there's really nothing more for me to say on it. So let's move on, Fletch.
All right, we do indeed move on. Next up, we had was a non-title match. The United States Heavyweight Champion Carmelo Hayes going one-on-one with The Miz. When it was all said and done, the winner of the bout in 9 minutes and 30 seconds. The United States Heavyweight Champion Carmelo Hayes. He is him. He hit him with the first 48. Anthony Floyo, it is all yours.
3 to 3.25. The storyline between these two has gone on longer than it needed to, but adding Ilya Dragunov to the mix has helped keep it fresh. These 3 men have fought several times in every combination possible, so it feels like a triple threat is inevitable. Carmelo Hayes has been fantastic in every outing he has had as the U.S. champion, and he once again helped The Miz put on one of his best performances in recent memory. Hayes got the win, but both men came away from this looking great. Dragunov not putting up more of a fight to be the challenger this week seemed out of character. And The Miz hit Carmelo Hayes with what might be the stiffest chop he has ever delivered. The sound it made was loud. And the way Miz countered a frog splash and turned it into a pin looked smooth. Solid 3 to 3.25 stars for this. But not much more to say. Michael Bullock, as I give it to you, you remember what I said earlier when Melo got the win. Miz, back of the line for you, buddy.
Yep, it's back of the line for you, Miz, and hope. I mean, you thought you were gonna get a future title shot, but that ain't gonna happen. So, yeah, another 3.25, 3.5. So, it's yours, Fletch.
3.25, 3.5. Absolutely. You guys are hit the nail on the head on this one. Solid matchup. And Carmelo Hayes just continues to thrive. And I think WWE is starting to realize that they should have pushed this guy a lot more sooner than they did. And now they're starting to reap the benefits of Carmelo Hayes because right now, so far, he's looked very good. You know, the first couple of matches that he's had was a couple of good bangers that he's done. If he keeps this up, man, he may be low key underrated as a breakout star in my opinion. So he's already there. And I think he could get even better. So yeah, I thought they did a fine job with this. This was a solid matchup. 3 to 3.25. We move on to the first major match of the evening, guys. And here's the reason why I say that. Last Legend, Tiffany Stratton, and Chelsea Green. It's a triple threat. Here's the reason why. The winner will go on and compete in a women's elimination chamber. That's right. This is qualifying matches, and there's going to be 3 on Raw, 3 on SmackDown. And the reason why is just in case whichever Liv Morgan does choose, this matchup will determine whoever champion does not get selected by Liv. The winner of this matchup will face that champion at WrestleMania. So these are very high stakes for whoever wins this match. And again, as I alluded, 3 coming from SmackDown, 3 coming from Raw. There'll be 6 women altogether. And the winner of that Elimination Chamber match that will be held in Chicago at the United Center, they will go on to Allegiant in Vegas and fight against the champion, whoever that may be, at WrestleMania. So this is very high stakes. The winner of the bout in 10 minutes and 30 seconds and now qualifying for the Elimination Chamber. It is Tiffy time. Tiffany Stratton wins the match. Michael Bullock, front and center. It is all yours, brother.
What was the time again?
10.5 minutes.
I'll give this about 3.25 for this one. Yeah, Tiffany Stratton being the first to be in the women's elimination chamber, and this is the first step for her to try to hopefully get back the women's title that she lost back in November. And yeah, so we'll see what happens. This was a good bout here, so there's really nothing more for me to say. So it's yours, Sledge.
It's very interesting and it's very unique because Tiffany almost won the Royal Rumble. Liv won it. Tiffany was the runner-up. So obviously you notice Tiffany is probably going to be there, right in the mix. Is she going to get the shot? We'll see. If Bianca Belair, because a lot of people are saying the match is going to be Bianca versus Jade. That's the plan. That's the thing. However, if Bianca is unable to go, if she's still not ready in time for WrestleMania, I think we have our plan B. Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill for the women's title at WrestleMania would be a nice matchup. It would be a good matchup. And it would be something that I think we all would be fine with because of the fact that Tiffany lost the belt, but she wasn't at 100%. Now she is. She's back, and she looks better than ever. Now I want to see if Jade can back it up. If Jade Cargill can really deliver the goods with that title on the line. with everything on the line at the biggest stage of them all. Barring that Liv Morgan does not go after her and says, you know what? I'd rather go after Stephanie Vauquer or the Raw Women's title, where that will open Jade up so that the winner of the Chamber will get to face her. But again, it all depends on Liv Morgan. If Liv picks Jade Cargill, then everything alters. Then now the winner of the Chamber faces off against Stephanie Vauquer at WrestleMania. So we'll see. Who knows? Anthony, it is all yours. 3 stars.
3.25 stars for me. All 3 women filled different roles in this match. Lash Legend was the powerhouse heel. Tiffany Stratton was the typical babyface, and Chelsea Green fell somewhere in between. The crowd loves Chelsea, but she is great at getting them to cheer for her opponents also. This bout had some highlights, but it also had a few moments that did not look as good as desired. None of them ruined the match, though. In fact, the last couple of minutes were a lot of fun. Tiffany gets the win with the prettiest moonsault ever to advance to the Elimination Chamber. Nia Jax may not have been competing, but she ended up taking a few bumps by catching Tiffy and Chelsea during dives. The second suplex Stratton hit on Green almost ended badly due to how Chelsea was not balanced properly and almost fell in the wrong position. So, not much more to say here. This is a solid right around 3.25 or so stars here. No surprise with the outcome. Tiffy just came back from injury, almost won the Royal Rumble, and she is one of the favorites to come out of this as to win this match, depending on where Liv Morgan goes. So 3.25, teetering on 3.5. So with that being said, MF, let's move on to our next match.
All right, just give me a second, guys. My thing just froze on me and just went like hard freeze. So, all right, come on. Shoot. Yep, it just froze. Hold on. What just happened? It just reset it on me. Okay. All right, just bear with me, folks. I'm sorry. Oh, it was Obafemi versus Kit Wilson. It was a murder. It was a murder. Obafemi destroyed him in 50 seconds. Yeah. Oh, that's all you could just say. The ruler was the ruler. He absolutely destroyed him. So next up we had this was a highly anticipated fight. Shinsuke Nakamura versus Tama Tonga. And when it was all said and done, it was actually Tama Tonga knocking off Shinsuke Nakamura, winning the match in 10 minutes and 25 seconds. Who leads off on this? I got caught up in all the mess. Anthony, is it you?
I lead off on this one.
All right, then it's all yours. Tama Tonga beat Nakamura in 10 minutes and 25 seconds.
Yeah. Big win for Tama Tonga here. Two men who have history dating back several years to their time in New Japan Pro Wrestling stepped into the ring tonight when Shinsuke Nakamura faced Tama Tonga. These two have had a handful of interactions recently to build up to this showdown. Tama Tonga has been in WWE for almost 2 years, but this match might be the first time he has looked like a threat as a solo act. He has almost exclusively served as a henchman, lackey, or whatever you want to call it for Solo Sikoa, so it was great to see him get a chance to have his own program. He controlled Shin for most of the first half and through the commercial break. The King of Strong Style made a comeback when we returned, but he still had to worry about Tama Tonga's allies at ringside. Unfortunately, JC Mateo and Tonga Loa got involved and helped Tonga get a dirty win over Nakamura. By hook or by crook, this is easily his biggest singles victory to date in WWE. And it seems like the MFTs might be using the Freebird rule for the tag team championships because Tama Tonga was not carrying one of the belts. Tonga Loa and JC Mateo had them. And Tonga hit a move that was very similar to Cody Rhodes' Crossroads, but he twisted a different way on the way down. So this is another 3.25 to 3.5 star match. By hook or by crook, this is Tama Tonga's biggest win of his singles career, far and away. You beat someone the caliber of a Shinsuke Nakamura who has done it, who did it all in Japan. Not quite done it all in WWE, but he is a Triple Crown champion. He's just never won the big one yet. Should have had at least one run with it, but story for another day. But not much more. 3.25, right around 3.5 once again. So Michael Volek, Tama Tonga, biggest win of his singles career as of right now.
Yeah, this was definitely the biggest win for him by hook or by crook. But either way, he got the job done in getting the big win over Shinsuke Nakamura. So yeah, this was about another 3.25, 3.5 star match. So it's yours, Fletch.
Yeah, 3.25. I thought they did a fine job with the match. It was really good. I was really impressed with everything that went down. So yeah, this was another solid matchup, another great battle, and yeah, I got really nothing more to say on this one. So we'll move on. Then we had obviously there was a promo segment with Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez were there. Liv kind of posturing, saying about her desire and just scouting everything. That brought out Jade Cargill, and it also brought out Jordan Grace. And Nick Aldis was there at ringside, and there was a little bickering, and Nick was like, all right, heard enough. Stop. Liv, you remember what happened last week? When if you show up out here, then I want you to fight and compete in here. And we're gonna do this. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez versus Jordan Grace and Jade Cargill. Winners of the bout in 8 minutes and 20 seconds was Jordan Grace and Jade Cargill. And let's just say it was a holy backfire Batman because there was a moment where Raquel was trying to go for a kick and she hit Liv with the kick. Oh, accidental? Deliberate? I don't know. I mean, Anthony, it's yours, bro. 820. What's your feeling? What's your sentiment? What's your thinking?
I don't know. I smell a rat. I smell a big one. Extra crispy. That's all I'm saying. Oh boy. Let's see here. The segment that led into the match was pretty standard stuff, but Liv Morgan's energy helped make it more entertaining. The fight that followed saw a miscommunication lead to Raquel taking out Liv with a big boot. Jordan ended up getting the win for her team by pushing Raquel into Jade and then rolling her up. While it was not a bad match, it didn't exactly leave a lasting impression either. Liv Morgan looked genuinely elated. She even gave Nick Aldis a high five, and it was weird how it looked like Raquel and Liv were going to argue, but then seemed fine a minute later. But I think there's more than this than meets the eye here. I mean, you could say it was an accident, but I don't know. I mean, Liv Morgan eliminated Raquel Rodriguez from the Women's Royal Rumble. Do you think for 1 second Raquel has forgotten about that?
Oh, no, I don't think so. I don't think so.
And you saw it.
And you can tell that boot had a little extra mustard on that.
Extra oomph.
A little extra oomph on that boot. So I kind of feel like that might have been a receipt.
Exactly. It was definitely a receipt on that one. No doubt about it.
And could there be some dissension with Liv and Raquel?
Yeah.
And we will see where this leads come Monday night on Raw in Cleveland. So,
and
next
let's
chapter.
not forget another thing. I mean, I don't know if you already mentioned it, but remember what Raquel Rodriguez told Liv Morgan Monday night during their world title
Oh,
match.
she wanted it to do this on her own, and Liv interfered, cost her
And
the fight.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
don't think for a minute that Raquel's forgotten about it.
yeah, Bullock's got a point there, and so do you, Anthony. I think Rogers got very interesting.
Most definitely. Most definitely. 2.5, 2 3/4. That's the best I can go. So, Michael Bullock, what says you?
On the tag team match, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so 2.5, 2 3/4. I mean, yeah, a lot definitely came out of this. I mean, and remember, I mean, and also Jordan Grace and Jay Cargill. Well, they didn't celebrate. I mean, because you saw later on that they were arguing backstage, and well, I don't know if we should bring up the match that was made by Nick Aldis, or if we
I,
should save it for the
I'll
end.
get it. I got it. Don't worry. I'll get there.
All right, so I'll let you do it. So,
Yep. I got it.
so yeah, yeah. So there's really nothing more for me to say. I pretty much said what I said. So it's your Sledge.
Yep. 2.5 to 2 3/4 of a star, solid matchup. Yes, I think you guys did everything you needed to say and everything else. What Michael Bullock is alluding to, folks, is next week on SmackDown, this time around, different network. Because of the fact that the Olympic Games are starting, and as a matter of fact, earlier this afternoon they did the opening ceremony, so the games are gonna officially start in just a few hours, around 3 or 4 a.m. over in Italy, in Milan and Cortina. SmackDown will be moving from USA to Sci-Fi. That's right. If you got Sci-Fi, check your local listings in the area in your time zone. Next week, SmackDown will be on the Sci-Fi network, and boys, do we have a loaded show for you. Number one, we will have it's Trick Williams to go one-on-one with Ray Phoenix. The match that the match that Michael Bullock was alluding to, Jay Cargill to face Jordan Grace. The WWE Women's Championship is on the line,
And it's
including,
about damn time.
and also to spark off this, we also have a double hitter. Another title fight is on the line, and it will be Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. Yes, they successfully defended the titles against Kiana James and Julia. They're coming to Dallas, and they got to put the titles on the line again. This time, they got Nia Jax and Lash Legend to face off with them for the WWE Women's Tag Team titles. And we had count them, two Elimination Chamber qualifying matches, one on the women, one on the men. And boy, buckle up for this. Women's Elimination Chamber qualifying matchup, Alexa Bliss, Zelina Vega, and Julia. And on the men, dude, this is gotta be the greatest qualifying match of all time. Sami Zayn, Jacob Fatu, and the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. Woo! Fellas, Dallas, Big D, are you ready? Next week on Sci-Fi. Oh man, dude. That's a WrestleMania main event match anywhere in the world, and this is going to be an Elimination Chamber qualifying match. Damn, that's going to be a fight. That's going to be a hell of a fight. Speaking of a main event, speaking of an elimination chamber qualifying match, we got one. It was Randy Orton versus Aleister Black versus Solo Sikoa. Winner of the bout, 16 minutes and 35 seconds, and is going to the UC, going to the United Center in Chicago. The Viper, Randy Orton, is going to the Elimination Chamber. Michael Bullock, it is yours. Randy Orton wins it in 16:35, my friend.
Yeah, this was definitely the fight of the night. I'm gonna give this about uh 3.5. I'm gonna give this 3 3/4. I mean, this was definitely a very good match, and obviously, no surprise with the outcome. Randy Orton heads to the elimination chamber. Now the question is, who's going to be joining him? Only time will tell. So nothing more to say. It's yours, Fletch.
Yeah, this is a three and a quarter, 3.5. Amazing matchup. Nothing more to say. Randy's going to the chamber, man. He's one step closer to getting that shot at the title. Obviously, probably not going to win it, but man, to have Orton in the chamber, to be locked up in there, dude, I'm happy. I'm happier than a clam right now. So can't wait to see it. Florio, the Vipers going to Chicago. He's going to the Windy City, and he's going to be locked in that 2 miles of chain, 10 tons of steel, the Satan's playground of the Elimination Chamber.
3.5 to 3 3/4 of a star. Fight of the night here. These are three very different kinds of performers, but all three are talented enough to work with just about anybody, so it took them no time at all to find their groove. This match followed the typical layout of a triple threat. We got to see every combination of opponents fight one-on-one with moments of all three men fighting at once sprinkled in. There were no alliances, so it never felt like anyone was at a disadvantage, which made the outcome harder to predict because all three men would be suitable competitors in the Elimination Chamber. Fight of the night here, worthy main event. They did a good job of keeping everyone on their toes until the end. The Vipers scored the win with an RKO to Solo Sikoa, earning him a spot in his 10th. Yes, this is going to be his 10th Elimination Chamber match. 10. How about that? And once again, can we give it up for Joe Tess on commentary at that moment?
Yes.
Did you hear him? RKO. Oh my goodness. Oh, you're so lucky to have him, MF. I mean, you're at the point where you get him. I only get him during college football season, but man, oh man, I mean, you got the great Joe Test back on Friday nights, and it's the first time we had seen him in a good couple weeks or so because of those travel issues a few weeks ago. Kept him from being at Saturday night's main event, and his newest commitment with the Zuffa boxing on the Paramount Plus, which I know MF is very high on. So, great to have Joe Test back. It was like he never left. So incredible work by Joe Test on that last call at the end. So, anyways, 3.5, 3 3/4 fight of the night for me. Worthy main event, and Randy Orton going to his 10th Elimination Chamber match. He wins that. Well, he's got an opportunity at his 15th World Championship. So we'll see what happens. So not much more. Overall review time.
Yeah, and it was an okay show. It was actually a good show. I think a lot of people will say it was a solid. About 7.5 for me. I thought the action was really good. It could have been better in certain areas, but I'm not going to be too hard on it. I thought, like I said, I thought they did a very good job. I thought it was a solid SmackDown, an enjoyable 3 hours. Dude, I could not wait for next week, man. Sci-Fi is gonna have a heck of a show from Dallas, Texas, at the American Airlines Center. So yeah, it's gonna be some good stuff coming up. So nothing more to say. Anthony, 7.5 for me. It's all yours.
Right there with you, 7.5. Tonight's SmackDown was a good follow-up episode of the Royal Rumble because it did a good job balancing recapping the pay-per-view and setting up the Elimination Chamber at the same time. However, the real attraction this week was how action-heavy the episode felt. Not only did it not feature any overly long promo segments, but we got 7 matches. Count them, 7 matches, which is more than most PLEs these days. The women's division was highlighted across 3 matches with a total of 11 talents competing and several more being involved in non-wrestling roles. Carmelo Hayes, while the main event was the fight of the night, I mean, other highlights, Carmelo Hayes and The Miz, and even the tag team title match with the Rhea Ripley and Io Sky against Julia and Kiana James. Strong episode that did a good job laying the groundwork for the Elimination Chamber and next week's Smackdown in Dallas. So 7.5 out of 10 for me. Nothing more to say except take us home, Bullock.
Yeah, I'm going to give it about 7 to 7.5 as well. So, yeah, it was a good show. I mean, no doubt about it. So, nothing more to say. Fletch, hit us up with the future content.
All right. And tomorrow is going to be one of the biggest shows we've ever done all year long. And yes, it's real. We are going to go to the Super Bowl. Extensive coverage of the Super Bowl. Obviously, we also got the NFL honors as well. So we're going to do the NFL honors first, and then we will preview the game. The New England Patriots, the Seattle Seahawks from Levi Stadium, Santa Clara, California, home of the San Francisco 49ers. And we will give you the most in-depth, the most deepest dives we've ever done for the Super Bowl, and we're gonna give you it all. We're gonna give you everything we expect, everything we're looking for, offensively, defensively, special teams, X factors. We will even get into the coaching about this game. We are not gonna leave any stone unturned, and of course, what you guys have all been waiting for, the official predictions that we believe is going to be the outcome of Super Bowl 60. We'll have that for you guys tomorrow night. And we will get that done. And yeah, that's it. So, and then the rest of the week, we'll give you the rest of the future content after the show tomorrow night. So we're going to just mainly focus on the Super Bowl, and then we'll give you the rest of the content for the rest of the week after tomorrow night. So until then, it will be either 10 or 10:30. We'll decide at that point. I'm thinking more 10:30. So we'll see you then. For Anthony Foyo, for Michael Bullock, I am Michael Fletcher saying so long, everybody. And we'll see you all tomorrow night.